let's get back to it. Today, I want to talk about affirmations. I woke up with a realization that a lot of the affirmations that a lot of people listen to, they're very superficial. Meaning though, as affirmations, they just look at the surface, like money or what you're going towards. But like, what if you had changed your identity? Okay, so like, I know specifically that I grew up in a very like calculated and like kind of safe environment. But what that doesn't equal up to or equate to is what I am transitioning into, like more so now rather than later, or kind of how I'm gonna react to life. That's another. So I'm no longer that either. And another thing too is, there used to be this thing in life like, I don't know, missing out on stuff. And I'm like, what's the point of negative emotions or human emotions when you could literally have God emotions? What I'm trying to say is, most affirmations and most, I guess, visualizations or techniques that people put out there, they're only touching the surface. Instead of changing the situation or changing the person or changing the mindset, why not just make affirmations that change you? Change the situation, and you can literally. So, I know these are like 3. I wanted to do 5. I just can't think of anything else. I think that's another thing. I used to be very perfectionist. Okay, so I can't even spell that, but people know to spell that right. So I used to be that, and then I'm like, wanting to like get it right or whatever. So I'll put that out. But as I'm thinking about it, I just woke up with that. Like, so many people want to feel safe. They want to feel secure. They want to feel good. But like, who ever wants to feel or be real? So, it's always the first move, because that's been kind of crazy. First move, or just like, I don't even know how to say this, but I kind of just always used to make the first move because I'm done, I think, I don't know, not living, I'm just gonna put that, not living, always making the first move, I don't know, because this one's kind of ambiguous, always making the first move, we're just gonna call it always, I guess like always trying to predict the first move rather than just making a move. Okay, I know where I'm going with this one. So I guess the reason why I'm making this today is because a lot of my life has been a little flip-flop, and where I go to the old identity sometimes, and then I go to the new one, and then I go to the old one, and I go to the new one. And it's now that I'm starting to notice it, but I'm also starting to notice the patterns. So a lot of the old identities came from just family, honestly. That's where a lot of them came from. And I literally thought, okay, can I survive in an environment or be in an environment where my old identities, I don't know. I remember I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she asked me like how I was doing, and I was making a video as well on another one of my channels about Amy Winehouse. And I remember I wrote, I never changed. So I'm gonna put that in there. I never changed. I evolved. And if you have been following the channel, you know that I did put a thumbnail of Amy out there. Mainly just her gazing at the stars and stuff. So, yeah, I think this one is just all about letting go. I was talking to her, and she asked me how I was doing, and I said, I feel like I'm evolving. Like, I'm evolving. And this allowed me to see that, okay, affirmation, all these techniques, they're so superficial and they're only hitting the surface. So what if you just went deeper and said, I'm going to make a change for me on the inside and stick with that rather than whatever the world is. So, yeah, but where does my new ideas come from? My do ideas, I don't know. I mean, I'm practicing them every day, but this time they come from me. And honestly, I remember, I don't know who taught me this, but I actually think it was Alchemistic who taught me this. But when you focus more on identity, you're of course building your house on a solid foundation. But when you're doing like techniques and the money and this and stuff, it's great and you might get some results. But if you don't focus on not only changing but staying with and sticking with the identity that already has that what you want, if you don't stick with it, I feel like, you'll always keep switching, and of course you'll get results with anything you do because you're always manifesting right. But why manifest right when you can just manifest in a way that feels anchored, that feels that just feels natural? But yeah, whatever. So let's get into these. I also made a decision too when it comes to imagining, because I dislike it when somebody says you're visualizing. I always say visualizing is for people who want to create a scene. Imagining is for the real ones. So with my imagining, I'm just gonna make it about me. And I know my daughter literally says like, inject yourself into the scene as of now. But I think I'm just gonna take it a step further, and instead of like, oh, it's this thing up into the heavens and I'm bringing it down, I'm just gonna look at imagining like, okay, it's happening right now, like me talking to you on this screen. It's happening. So let's get into these. Calculated and safe. Oh, this one's easy because I just did this one. I'm very impulsive, so I'm gonna actually like tap over these. I've been using caps a lot, and I think it's confused a lot of people, but I don't care. I'm very impulsive and very relaxed. I'm impulsive. I think it's like I'm impulsive. I like that one. I'm impulsive, and it doesn't really matter. That's another thing too. When it comes to affirmations, it doesn't matter if you're saying it right or you typed it right. Like in the moment, like you'll know what to say. So back home, instead of this one, I respond to life as God as I am. So that's that one. What's the point of negative emotions or human emotion? Honestly, just feel your emotions. I think I feel my emotions. I don't think through them. So, okay. So that's that one. And then this one, I don't really know. Perfectionist wanting to get. I think I'll just say like I already have the thing now, and I think this is where the imagining will come. And then this is where the imagining comes in, right here. It's literally all me at this point. I like that. Always trying to predict the first move. I know what this comes from. Look, I have the thing. I have what I want, and I do what I feel at that point. So these aren't the new beliefs I'm going into a 2026. No, I don't do like New Year's, like kind of. I don't celebrate a lot anymore. I don't even think. I don't know. I don't like traditional celebrations, so I just celebrate my own way. Like for Christmas, I celebrated myself, and it felt good. I forgot what gift I get. Oh yeah, I bought myself a check mark on something, so that was verified. Not here, somewhere else, but yeah, I like this because my how do I say? They're no longer superficial. They're deep. They're affirmations that look. We're gonna put like I like that one. DNA. Like DNA. I might add some music to this to make it like a little pumpy. But DNA surgery. Not only the DNA, but look at my DNA. These are new ideas that come from to me and ultimately by me. They stay with me because honestly, this is my identity, and it sticks with me. I like this one because it does remind me of Amy Winehouse a lot, and I'm just gonna put it in bold caps that I never changed. Like that's I think the problem with that word. We all think we have to change to grow. You don't have to change. You're just evolving. So I'm now very impulsive. I guess very's gonna be a big thing. I respond to life as the God I am. I don't react anymore. And I feel my emotions because emotions don't manifest. Thoughts don't manifest. You do. All emotions do is just, they're like roadmaps. The so-called negative ones or human ones, they're just leading you to where you don't want to be. The good ones are like, oh, okay, hey, I guess feel good. I don't know. That's how I see it. So a lot of this perfectionism and predicting the first move or thinking I need to make a first move or what was it Florence Scovel said? That active faith, so to speak. I mean, do we really need active faith? Like, do we always have to? It just, for me, especially with the calculated and safe thing, it never really, and see how this all correlates kind of back to the old identity. I just don't like the active faith or man makes the first move. I'd rather do it spontaneously, impulsively, just, sticking with that new identity. So if I feel like making the first move, I will. If I don't, I damned if we do and damned if we don't at that point. So I have what I want and I do what I feel. That's just, that is a amazing affirmation of itself. So I also love imagining as well. And through imagining, I think I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna bring it down into the now rather than like into this, instead of looking up into this big ether of space, I'm gonna just bring it down into the now. So this isn't just my 2026 stuff. As you can see, it's still 2025. But I just wanted to have my spiel on affirmations and imagining and stop focusing on the technique and focus more on you. Techniques are just tools. Why not just use the tools to have them all focus on you? I'm not into scripting, but I guess this counts as scripting. I don't know. But when you see this, leave a comment, I guess, on what is it that you what is it that you see for yourself? Not in 2026, not at 5/12, but at now. Granted, I'm not posting this probably right away, but we'll see. So, yeah, that's me. New midnight fixation. No, I wonder what will come out of these beliefs. Who knows? Just have to here to find out. And I'm not coming on here saying that I'm perfect or anything, but I will be using these affirmations, like, obviously throughout my daily life. And I know they're gonna change me, obviously, because each one of these are really deep and identity focused. Like, I'm not coming on here telling y'all I'm perfect, but I am coming on here and saying that I am evolving and changing as an individual. and really just allowing myself to grow as a person, but also to anchor in that growth. I think that's one of the main problems that I had throughout this year, is that I just reacted from the world. But I'm not talking about the problems. I'm ready to really get into the new, not at just affirmations, but these affirmations have already been things I'm working on, but now I'm ready to anchor them in and really utilize them throughout my daily life, rather than just say them robotically. Or I don't do robotic affirming or anything, but just to say them when those triggers do come up, so that I'm leaning more towards who I am and not who I used to be, because I'm done with this part. My new ideas now come from me and I stick with them. So, period.